Welcome back to Be a Better Baddie. I'm Quenisha, your host and fellow baddie. This is going to be part two of the episode from last week about interracial dating with Yanni. Hope you enjoy. You know, like
Right.
just that, and it is something that I'm like, is that wrong that
I don't know.
I would do that?
No. I'm gonna say this and respectfully. I I'm a very sensitive person when it comes to children.
Hmm.
And I've I've experienced uh things at a very young age where I saw a black child. She was African.
Hmm.
And when I tell you I was her only friend, I was her only friend. I'll never forget her. Her name is Deborah. She was brand new from Africa. She was from Nigeria.
Hmm.
And we were in the third grade, second grade for Miss Motts. Yeah, third grade. So we
You
were,
never
yeah, I
forget
was like,
those teachers, those elementary
never.
teachers. Like,
Yes. So we were in third grade, and the way my parents raised me is you treat others equally no
hmm.
matter what. You respect them equally. I don't care. Our parents raised us this way.
Hmm.
And I'm so grateful that they did. Um, because I was able to, when she would get teased and even the teacher was racist towards her.
Not Miss
I
Motts.
Yes, Miss Motts
Fine, Miss
was a
Motts.
facts. Miss Motts was a white woman.
Mm.
She had bought Deborah for Christmas shampoo, deodorant. Uh-huh. That's why I said respectfully, because it is very offensive what she did. And when I tell you, whew, still to the day of today,
Yeah.
I go back to that day and it upset me so much that I remember she cried and she came up to me and she goes, Sayani, do you not want to be my friend? Because I smell a certain way, but and I was like,
Oh,
Deborah, I would never. And I remember telling her that I'm like, I would never stop being your friend. Like we're
yeah.
friends now. Like we sit next to each other. And she's like, well, Miss Motts was really mean. Like, I don't understand why she's treating me like this. Like she's not treating the other kids that
Deborah
way.
parents should have mopped Miss Motts with the floor. Like that's
So I believe that's what happened. And I
oh.
remember at the end of the year, um, Deborah gave me like a huge hug. And I remember her telling me, like, you were the most amazing friend to me. And I'll never
Mm.
forget it. And, we were young. So for me, seeing that in person and what she experienced, I was like, if I ever dated outside of my race and my man is black,
Hmm.
I want to make sure that my child knows you are black. You
Yes.
are African American. You are black.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not going to take that away from you at
Yes.
all. I'm not going to take it away from you. I am going to make sure that your father and I will sit down and have a conversation with you and tell you how beautiful your skin is, how
Yeah.
beautiful you are as a person. And you
Yes.
have so much culture in you, so that's a story that I'll never forget. And this is why I'm telling you,
Hmm.
um, there is nothing wrong with the fact that you want your child to be black.
Yeah.
Your child will say, yeah, I got black in me and I'm proud of it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
For
So
sure.
that's a story I did want to share. And I know that when I have
Yes.
my child,
Hmm.
my baby girl, my baby boy, just like you, I want that for my child.
Yes. Yeah. So definitely
Sorry, I
like
got a little.
maintaining. No, it was a little
Whew.
no, because that, especially with me being an educator, like I've seen other teachers treat
Yes,
children, especially when they are even Hispanic teachers, like they
I hate that.
that I'm like, don't talk to, I'll
Mm-mm.
take her. Like,
Yeah.
don't do that, you know?
Mm-mm.
So definitely I understand like there I feel like if you don't have a heart for children at all,
Yeah.
like something's wrong.
And the
But
thing is, I got in trouble. Like,
no.
yes, I got in trouble, girl. I got in trouble because I told Miss Motts to shut up. I got up
Wait.
and I said, Miss Motts, you need to shut up. I told her just
No,
like
you
that. I
didn't.
said, you need to shut up and leave my friend Deborah alone. I said it just
Yeah.
like that. And
Miss
she
Motts
said,
needed that to the
go
office.
to yeah. She's like, go to the principal's office right now. You don't tell me to shut up, Papa. And Deborah was here cracking up. She
Yeah.
was laughing, and she was like, "You're gonna be fine. Don't worry. I
Hmm.
got your back, Sayani." And I
As
was
if
like,
she could
"I
do
got you,
something.
Deborah."
Y'all
Right,
are two peas in a
right.
pod. No,
Yes,
that's
that was my girl. And wherever she is, I hope that she's where she's always wanted to be, and her experiences were
yes.
that's not something that she's going to remember. Of course, is something she'll remember, but I hope that wherever she is, she's had more amazing
Yes.
experiences where she's been accepted for who she is, like as a
Exactly.
person,
Yeah. And I think that because of my, like, I haven't had a story like Deborah's, but damn,
Mm-hmm.
like Miss Mott's probably one of the 63% of Americans that said they'd never allow their family to marry a Black person.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just, that's why it's so important to me to, I guess, maintain Blackness for me. Like, and it'll lead me to my next point, actually, like maintaining who you are while you're in your interracial relationship. So I know for me,
Mm-hmm.
it has always
Mm-hmm.
been a thing. Like I don't know if you do, but I sleep with headscarf on, maybe a satin cap. Like I protect my hair at night.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever and oh, wearing wigs, this was the one that got me. The first time my boyfriend spent the night at my house, I had a wig on, and I was like, do I take my wig off, or like do I,
Right.
like what exactly do I do? So like I was honest with him. I'm like, I'm gonna take my wig off. Like this. Like I feel like like
Love it.
he's seen my natural hair. Like he's I change my hair
Mm-hmm.
like every month.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
he's like, hmm, hmm, something's changing. So definitely that is a part of Black culture, like us changing our hairstyles, having so many options,
Yes.
etc. So for me, I was just like, if this is real, this is what it is. The wig is
Right.
coming off. Like I put a headscarf on. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
it. So
Mm-hmm.
I felt like leading up to that point, it was very hard for me because I was talking to my friends about it because it sort of felt like I was exposing, like, I guess, a piece of Black culture to someone else.
Got
And
it.
I didn't know how it
That's
would be
understandable.
accepted. And the
Yeah, of
same with him
course.
as well. Like he was just like, you're gonna think my food smelly, like it stinks. And I'm like, I I'll never
I
know.
love
Like
it. Right.
I'll never know.
Right.
Just show me.
Exactly.
So I've
Just show
definitely
me.
seen
Right.
hesitation on his end too, especially with
Mm-hmm.
food. And I'll admit some
Yes.
of it, I'm like, I'm not eating that. Like,
Right.
don't I don't I don't like the smell of that. You're right. But it's not
Yeah.
because it's your food. It's because
Right.
I just don't I
Exactly.
would never do that.
Right. No, of
So
course. Of course. I love that you said that. Because I feel like it's hard um to just like you'll feel because everyone judges you, right?
mhm.
You feel like, okay, this person that I'm dating outside of my race is going to feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that, my boyfriend had to explain to me, where he's just like, I know you was with someone Black for 10 years, but it's like, that relationship was different from this
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to educate you, and I'm going to tell you, like, this is what we do as Black people. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I loved that. I love the fact that he was able to be himself. And, I've always loved soul food.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, okay, that part. But he's
Yes.
like, listen, I gotta, he explained about how sometimes he does use, his Vaseline, or, his cocoa butter. Like,
Yo, the first time he see me slather Vaseline, he was like, "Why are you so greasy?" And I was like, "This is what Black people do."
so,
It's always,
so
this
it's
is what,
like,
stay out of Black people business. At that point, this is where I am now. I'm like, stay out of Black people business. I'm not. It
right,
doesn't matter.
right, exactly right. So it's like, when I first saw him, I had the same reaction, where I was like, babe, why your face so? He's like, listen, this is what we do, okay? So mind your business. And
Yes.
the thing is, and when he told me mind my business, I was like, but why you gotta talk to me like that? He's like, listen, I'm gonna tell you why, and I saw that king come
Mm-hmm.
out of him. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why? Because what was that he told me? He goes, we are so, like, frowned upon as Black people, that is like, any little thing that we have. He's like, if you think about it, and he calls me mommy, like,
Mm-hmm.
is his thing. He'd be like, think about it, mommy. Like, when you go to, when you see these other cultures, like, doing the braids, and they got like certain swag and stuff, where do you
Mm-hmm.
think that came from?
Yeah.
He's like, where do you think that came from? And I was like, you know what? You are absolutely right. He's like, yeah, so my Vaseline is all I got. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, my cocoa butter is
Yes.
all we got. Like, I'm going to be proud of the fact that this is what our people do. This is what my people do. And
Yeah.
it is what it is. And when he said it like that, I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it. I was like, as you should, babe,
I do think that I love that you said that. Yeah, like that is it. Like, Black people are so
mm-hmm,
judged by the outside world. It's like, okay, like,
mm-hmm,
you're kind of an outsider in a sense. So it's like,
right,
are you gonna judge me? But it was like, who cares? Like,
right.
go
And
if you are going to judge.
exactly.
Yeah.
And for for me, it was just the whole being Dominican, and
Mm-hmm.
he understands a little bit, but he doesn't know how to speak the language, the
Yeah.
Spanish language. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm bilingual, and I understand both languages, but he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to make sure that he understands whatever it is that we're speaking about. I have to also make sure he's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And even though, like, I listen to, my merengue and bachata, and, I dance, and
Does
like,
he know
all
how to
these,
dance?
he does.
Okay.
He does. Surprisingly. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. He was like, listen, I'm Black. We got rhythm.
That is true. But it's something about
I
that
was like,
hip
okay,
movement.
babe.
I just can't get. I can't get the hip movement.
Girl, listen, I got you.
This.
Okay. I got you at any time. I got you. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna come to Houston, and
Yes.
we're going to meet in person. And I just can't wait to
I
actually
can't
meet you,
either.
for sure.
Yeah.
For real. But yeah, maintaining your identity in a relationship is something that you really have to be comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
And if someone, doesn't know about something, the way I was like, hey, why your face look like that? And he was
Yeah.
just like, hey, this is why. It was not an offense or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact, like I've said before, you need to sit down and have these conversations.
Yes.
And you feel when you that's a reel I put up yesterday. When you feel when you could be your ultimate self in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship
I
or in a
saw that one.
marriage,
Mm-hmm.
is the best feeling in the world.
Yes. I agree. And even regardless of whether it's interracial slash intercultural, like, just being your full self, we all have these little nicks about ourselves. It's like,
Of course. Oh, yeah.
can I do this in front of people? Can I, like, So I
Of
do even
course.
feel like, I don't know what you said, but in my head, a thought came
Mhm.
like people, did you have black friends before you started dating black men?
Yes, always.
Okay. So I
Always.
also feel like it's always like you have to be comfortable around
Yes.
other people in general. So even thinking back to that statistic about like how white people are less likely to marry outside of their race,
Right.
they, if you think about it, like, I mean, they are very isolated. And I'm thinking back
Yes.
to my college experience. I don't know what yours was like, but I went to a predominantly white institution in
Me
Massachusetts.
too.
You t- and okay, so you may get it. You may
Yeah.
get it. And it was very much
Uh-huh.
like, I remember like someone said something, well, all the black girls always sing together. And it's like, all the white people are always sitting together, and that's never an issue, Like no one says anything
Exactly.
about that,
Talk about it. Talk about it,
So
Quenisha.
it's just like, I feel like as a person of color, black people, we are always expected to be more understanding and step outside and
Yes.
be more welcoming of people than white people are. So
Right.
I could see why
Right.
they would be less likely to marry outside of their race because,
Right.
I mean, look at their friendship circles, Like I have a
Exactly.
very diverse friendship group, like
Hmm.
all races, ethnicities, etc. So I feel
Same.
like
Same.
that's reflective in my romantic life,
Oh,
because it makes
absolutely. Of
sense.
course. It does make sense. I had went to, a university where FIT to be exact.
Hmm.
And at this time, it was years ago. It had to be like, ooh, I can't even remember. Wow, it's been years. Okay. Um, but I remember first time I got there and everything was so superficial. Like
Hmm.
the white women there, well, the white girls, not women, just I feel like we're not women just
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, just
Like
still girls.
so right, there's still growth. They were very like racist towards me. And I was just like, well, wow, you don't even know me from a hole in the wall. But then when I started hanging out with, my black friends, my Hispanic friends,
Hmm.
and we're all like, we were a crew. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? We were a crew. Wherever we went, people knew us.
Hmm.
And they would be so jealous of that. And I remember telling this one white girl, I'm from the Bronx.
Hmm.
So I'm very like we're always in survival mode.
Yeah.
Wherever we go, we're always in survival mode. We always have a guard up.
Yes.
And that's just by nature because when you grow up in the hood,
Hmm.
that's what you're taught. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got to be aware. And I remember this white girl had tried to put something in one of my friend's drinks, and I
Like
caught
what?
her. It was some liquid, and I believe it was
Ah.
yes. And I caught her, and I remember I grabbed my friend's drink, I poured it on the floor, and she was like, "Oh, you're gonna have to clean that up." And I was like, "And you're gonna have to get your beat." That's what
Yeah.
I told her. I was like, "And you're gonna have to get your beat
Yeah.
because I just saw what you did." And she told me straight to my face. She said, "Well, try it and see who's actually gonna go to jail."
Oh.
I was like, "Oh, that's how you want to play it? No problem." So you know what I did? I filmed her the whole entire night. And guess what? She had tried it again to somebody
What
else
the,
that
who the
was
hell was she trying to drug and why?
because she was just very envious of the fact that she was around friends that were only
Yes.
her friends because she had money,
Mm.
because she had the Chanel's, the Gucci bags,
Yeah.
that's what it
So it's
was.
like, how
With
dare you
us,
actually be friends with each other and like each other?
exactly. So she was like trying, it was so nasty and so weird.
Hmm.
I was just like, what are, like, why would you do that? And I remember she actually had got arrested for that. She
That's
got
good.
arrested. She
She
got
should
arrested.
have.
I
A
was like,
criminal. A criminal is
but
what she is. Yes.
exactly. And ever since that day, no one would mess with us. No one would mess with us. Instead, they
Mm.
would try to be our friends. Because I was like, you know what? You do have a point. I might go to jail. No problem.
You were
I
like, you
played it
know what?
smart.
Because I know this system, you're right.
You're right, exactly. I was
Yes.
like, you're right. And that's what I did. I filmed her secretly. I'm like having my drink.
I would do it too.
But
Yeah,
I'm paying
because
attention. I'm like, and she
hmm
was trying to do it to other people.
yeah, because I mean they
And it was
record us every chance they get.
right. And she was only going towards Blacks and Hispanics. I swear. I was just like, I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now.
It's
Can't believe it.
yeah, it speaks to even when what is it? It's like what was the word you used earlier? Like where I was on defense mode. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like you're in survival mode.
Survival mode. Okay, so it's just like that's been passed down in, I'd say, definitely African American DNA because we were in
Yes.
survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how we DNA is passed down generational
Yes.
trauma.
Yes.
And we will always refer to that with Black people or other people of color, like speaking to how our ancestors had to live and how we are kind of doing the same thing in the current times.
Yes.
But no one ever talks about how white people were hateful, spiteful,
No.
nasty, and that's passed down in their DNA as well. Like
Yes, it
it's
is.
just like all that
Talk
stuff
about
has
it.
been passed down. So it's like we can't ignore the other side of the puzzle and act like it doesn't exist
Nope.
anymore. But
Nope.
yes, that was we we here. Okay.
Yes, we are. Yes, I was
Yes.
thinking the same thing. I'm like, we're just
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate you. I really
Yes.
do.
So with that, maintaining our identity, I don't know how we got there, but it's working, you know? So do you think that there are pros and cons to dating outside of your race?
The yes, yes, definitely. This is a difficult one
Mm-hmm.
because again, I come from a Dominican background, and you will see, and I know you've seen. I know anyone that is listening to this um, knows that there are Black Dominicans.
Yes.
And when I say Black Dominicans, is that they're dark skinned. Um, Respectfully, not trying to be offensive.
Yeah.
Um, and it blows my mother's mind. I will say this,
Wait a
and
minute.
my dad,
Uh-huh.
and my dad. So my dad is my complexion. My
Mm-hmm.
mom is your complexion, Quenisha.
Mm.
And their family were just like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Because of the fact that everyone from my mother's side, they're dark skinned.
Yeah.
Everyone from my father's side are light skinned.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever they hear that anyone is being hateful, they'd be like, "What are you talking about? You don't want somebody to you don't want them to date someone Black, African
Yeah.
American."
Have you looked in the mirror?
But
Have you seen your
ex-
grandmother?
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
my great grandmother was darker. Like her daughter is light skinned.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, the cons of it is the fact that if you don't do your own research, if
Mm-hmm.
you don't actually like educate yourself and actually sit down, have a conversation with someone from outside of your race to understand the things that they've been through,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be able to actually accept the things that are going to happen
Mm-hmm.
around you whenever you go outside into the world and you're going on dates. You're going to hear people say things. You're going to meet people that are going to like their own friends. They're
Yeah.
going to be like, you had to date outside of your race. You had to do
Yeah.
this, that, and the third. And it's like, yo, but okay, we're now in a
Yeah.
whole new world. Like,
There's
like
still the
my
same criticism.
it's the same criticism.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we can't erase history at all. We
Mm-hmm.
can't erase history, and we can't erase the way people think.
Yep.
We can't change that. But if we could change it within ourselves, within our own relationship, that's different. Keep it
Yes.
between you and this person. But you do need to understand that there are cons to it where people are going to say, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
messed up things. You're going to hear it. You're going to be judged. But are you going to let that stop you?
Yeah.
no. And then the pros of it, like I said, is you're able to love each other for who you are.
Yeah.
The pros of it is being able to be that example
Hmm.
that we don't care about what anyone has to say.
Yeah.
We're going to go out here and we're going to show the world that it is possible. And not because, oh, we don't care, or, you're, again, my preference has always been the Black man.
Yeah.
So I'm going to exclude myself from the fact that, yeah, I've tried with other races, but it just didn't work out.
Hmm.
So unlike my boyfriend, he's dated different nationalities, different races.
Hmm.
So you could do that, but you could be that example. You could be that example of, listen, I'm not going to let all of these different things and opinions, you know, change what we have. Instead, we're going to go out there. We're going to love each other for exactly who we are, because that's what we want. This
Yeah.
is what we want, that we respect each other. And we want to, you know, not influence, but let other people know that it is okay.
Yeah, I agree with that definitely as a pro. It's because I hate the fact that, like, when you say serve as an example, I'm like, oh, I hate that, because it's like you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to serve as an example for someone. Like, you just want to kind of live your life, you know? And
Right.
I always have to kind of, like, as an educator, remind my students, like, you going into college is not for you to serve as an example for anyone. Like, this is your life, you
Exactly.
know? So
Right.
just be the most authentic version of yourself and let it
Exactly.
happen. So I will definitely say that is
Right.
a pro, like, especially if you're in a relationship where you can actually be yourself, because let's not act
Yes.
like there aren't people in any relationship, interracial or even monoracial, and they have this facade up and they're not themselves,
Exactly.
you know?
Right.
So
Right.
that is happening. And
That's
definitely the
also a con. That's
yes.
actually a con, especially this is something that I had to deal with at first, where I had an experience. Me and my boyfriend went somewhere, and uh, I had understood that a friend of his, this was just me the first time, like, meeting certain people.
Hmm.
And I had misunderstood that his friend's wife was Puerto Rican, but actually he was talking about how when he was in high school, he had dated a Puerto Rican. So then somebody else in the room, she got up and she was like, no, his wife is actually Black. And she said it like that. And I was
Mm,
like, whoa, like, I'm not even,
yeah.
so the fact that at that moment I got uncomfortable, and I was just like, okay, maybe, like, right there and then I was like, okay, maybe this is not going to work.
Mm,
Maybe there's some things that maybe I need to, like, change, or my approach, and I just started questioning so many things. And I remember taking my boyfriend outside and having a talk, because I was so upset about that.
you feel like, did I
And he
do
was
something or
right. I'm like, so I asked him, I'm like, did I do something to, like, offend her or offend him?
mm-hmm.
And he said, no. He said, you didn't do anything to offend anyone. And I just want you to understand, this is gonna happen, babe. Like, he's like, this is
Yeah.
gonna happen, especially when you are stuck in this one mentality and you feel like the world is against you. And I need you to understand that it has nothing to do with you. And when he
Yeah.
explained it to me, I was like, okay. So he's like, go back into the room. You don't have to change nothing about yourself. Be yourself, and that's it. I kid you not, Quenisha. Later on that year,
Mm-hmm.
later on that year, she had invited me to come out with her.
Mm. And you see, it always happens like that. Like, whenever, what is it? It's just like the way someone treats you is just a reflection of themselves, you know,
Yeah,
and how they
right.
feel about their position in this world. So it could have been that she was letting you know, like, no, Black queens only, don't come in here
Yes.
with all that. And then it was just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, like,
Yep.
it's okay for a black man to not, be with a black
Yes.
woman, So,
Yes. And that's how he explained it to me. That's
mm-hmm.
exactly how he explained it to me. And he's like, just don't, it's okay. Like, don't take no offense to it. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't want you to change nothing about yourself. And that is a con where you're gonna go into different circles and they're gonna look at you like,
Yeah.
you might not be that way. You
Mm-hmm.
might not be that way because you're open. You get what I'm saying? Like you're accepting of others, and
Yeah.
but you have to understand there's something deeper as well.
Yes. Everyone's
And
not like
what you
that.
just said is exactly how he explained it to me. And
Mm-hmm.
I was able to be like, gotcha, understood.
Yeah, it can be definitely it can be scary to even go into those situations where you're around your significant others, friends and family, and they don't. So
Mm-hmm.
me thinking back to my relationship before this, he, like I said, white and Mexican, the family was white as ever, like white.
Wow.
So it was mom was white, dad was Mexican, his family wasn't here. So every like family gathering was very, very white. And they did nothing
Sheesh.
and nothing explicitly to offend me. It was just like those
Right.
microaggressions, that I felt. And
Mm.
it also was just me being like, y'all ain't no spice in here nowhere.
Right.
Like I just felt very uncomfortable like being
Yes.
in a white
Uh-huh.
house and just
Mm-hmm.
me by myself. And I was just like, this is very uncomfortable, and
Right.
sometimes it's not like I can never see myself dating a white man. Like I will date another person of color
Right.
as far as that if
Right.
I'm going to date outside, but
Right.
that leap into white, like when I see black women with white men, I'm like, you got to be strong for that because
Yeah.
what that's a whole different level. Like even thinking about that white girl from your college and what she did, like think about the
Yes.
family she came from,
Yeah.
like the
Talk about
privilege
it.
that comes with it. It's so that's one I don't think I could ever do. I just
Right.
can't. Like I think that one. I mean, I see back in the day they had to try to keep the white men away,
Yes.
But
Yes. They tried really hard. Didn't
yeah,
work
but
though.
I don't think it could be me. Yeah, that one's a different one. I am
Mm-hmm.
interested to talk to someone who does date white men or has a white significant other, a black woman
Yes.
in particular.
Yes.
And I
And
see it.
see.
Yeah. Like how exactly did you, because white is the norm, right? Like when I'm talking about
Right.
my boyfriend, he was embarrassed of his food because it's against the norm. I was
Wow.
embarrassed of taking off my wig because it's against the
It's
norm.
against the
So it's
norm.
like it's
Yep.
both of us like kind of like showing things that's against the white norm, but
Yep.
you're really being judged by that. I don't know. I don't
And
think I could
of
do that
course.
one.
Of course. And then you just said keyword against the norm in regards to
Hmm.
white
Yeah,
supremacists.
white supremacy is the norm, right? If it's not white, it's not right.
Ex-
Y'all know I don't feel that way for real, but that's the
no,
way
and
it is.
exactly. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And that's why we have to take that power back. And
Mm,
the way that we need to do it is by taking mentally, okay, by in regards to society, right?
hmm.
It's the wrong thing to do to date outside of your race. It's wrong. It is completely wrong, especially for like the well, majority of white families,
Yeah.
and that's a chain we have to like break. And
Yeah.
that's why I feel like we need to, I really hope that at some point we can just break that chain and not have to worry about what you just said, serving as an example.
Hmm. Yes. I think that's a very good note for us to end at. We've been
Yes.
going and this was a great conversation. So at the end of each episode, I like to leave people with a reflection question or
Mhm.
just something to think about. Do you have anything that you think would be like a good reflection question to serve for the end of this episode? Because I feel like we talked about so many different parts of not even just
Yes,
relationships, like romantic relationships, just like functioning as a person in society, you know?
absolutely. I would say this would be for anyone that is having a difficult time uh, wanting to date outside of their race.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the question I feel would be perfect for them is, and in regards to reflection, really sit down and reflect.
Mm-hmm.
Really sit down and reflect on why you feel like you want to date outside of your race.
Mm, I love that. Yes, I absolutely do. So, reflection question is reflect on why you want to date outside of your race if you feel like you want to, because
Yes,
sometimes Mrs. Me, also going back to the podcast, right? The Black men who have microphones. It's
right,
always, I don't want to date Black women because, well, I prefer white women because Black women are this. And it's like, no, do you prefer white women just because you like white women, or are you preferring white women in spite of Black women? So I think that's really
right.
important. If you're in that place where you feel like you want to date outside your race, why exactly is that?
Why? And let it be. Because that's the thing. Whenever I hear these podcasts, it oof, it
we need
upsets me.
we need to
Like,
meet again, and we need to just do a reaction to podcasts.
yes,
We
we
need to
do.
do that.
I'm so serious because if you see my reactions, you'd be like, don't. If you could go through the screen and punch them in the face, you probably would, Yanni. So,
Yes.
and really, when you ask yourself this question, don't just forget about what you've heard in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Do your own research within yourself.
Yes.
Period. Ignore everything else that you've heard or seen or because the thing is, you won't know unless you try it.
Very true. And if you try it, you don't like it, cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I think one more that I'll add before we close is don't be afraid to even try. So it's not even like you wanting to. If you're on a dating app or a guy at work or something, he seems like he's flirting with you and you think you're interested, just try it. Like be open to
Yeah.
new
Yep.
experiences. Not even just dating. Like you could be their friends. Like
Exactly.
it's
There
okay.
you go.
It's
Start
okay.
that friendship. It's okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
So
Absolutely.
thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast. We will definitely
Thank you
be
for
having you back.
having me. Yes.
Yes.
I,
So
I appreciate it.
yes, thank you so much getting on here, talking with me. And that was another episode of Be a Better Baddie. Bye.
Yes. Bye.